We shall begin chapter 10 of Mathematics class 11, Straight Lines. We shall start with some known results. Number 1. Distance between 2 points px1, y1 and qx2, y2 is given by the distance formula. pq is equal to under the square root x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Number 2. Coordinates of the point dividing the line segment joining the points px1, y1 and qx2, y2 internally in the ratio m is to n is given by section formula mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n and my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. Number 3. Coordinates of the midpoint of line segment joining points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. Number 4. Area of triangle whose vertices are x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3 is 1 by 2 modulus of x1, y2 minus y3 plus x2, y3 minus y1 plus x3, y1 minus y2. Slope of a line. Inclination of the line theta. The angle theta made by the line L with positive direction of x-axis and measured anticlockwise is called the inclination of the line, and this theta is always between 0 to 180. This is a line L which makes angle theta with the positive x-axis. So this is called inclination of the line L, and this angle is 180 degree minus theta, and this is taken in the anticlockwise. If theta is the inclination of the line L, then tan theta is called slope or gradient of line L. So if theta is the inclination, tan theta is the slope of the line. If theta is 90 degree, then we know tan 90 is undefined. So for theta equal to 90 degree, the slope of the line is undefined. Slope of line is denoted by m equal to tan theta. So we denote the slope of the line by symbol m, and tan theta is the slope, so we can say m is equal to tan theta. Slope of x-axis is 0 and y-axis is undefined. Why for y-axis undefined? Because y-axis makes angle with x-axis 90 degree and tan 90 is undefined, therefore slope of y-axis is undefined. And x-axis with itself, the angle is 0. So tan 0 is 0, so slope of x-axis is 0. Slope of line when coordinates of any 2 points on the line are given. Now if 2 points on the line are given, how to find the slope? Let px1, y1 and qx2, y2 be 2 points on non-vertical line L whose inclination is theta. So here is the line L. The 2 points px1, y1 and qx2, y2 are on the line, and the inclination of this line is theta with the positive x-axis. Draw QR perpendicular to x-axis and PM perpendicular to RQ. So from Q, draw perpendicular on x-axis, that is QR, and from P, draw perpendicular on QR, that is PM. See, if this angle is theta, then this angle also will be theta. Why? Because see, you are drawing PM which is perpendicular to QR, which will be parallel to the x-axis. So this x-axis and this PM lines are parallel to each other, and this will be your transversal. So this is the transversal to the 2 parallel lines. So these 2 angles will be equal. So if this is theta, this is also obviously theta. And the coordinate of point M will be x2, y1. Okay, so remember the coordinate of M will be x2, y1. How? Because see, x distance will be equal to this one here. Okay, so it will be x2, and the y distance will be equal to y1. Okay, so that's why I have written x2, y2. Now here we have got 2 cases when this theta is less than 90 and the theta can be greater than 90. Okay, so first case we'll discuss is theta less than 90. So theta less than pi by 2. So I call this angle as angle MPQ is equal to theta. Okay, this is theta, this is theta. Now by definition, slope of line L, m is equal to tan theta. In triangle MPQ, tan theta. So in this triangle, apply tan theta, the trigonometric ratio. So tan theta is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. So opposite side is MQ divided by adjacent side is MP. Okay, so I apply here tan theta is equal to MQ by MP. So MQ distance, this distance will be the difference of the y coordinate. So y2 minus y1, that is the MQ, and MP, this distance will be the difference of the x coordinate, that is x2 minus x1. Okay, so I write here x2 minus x1. So this tan theta is nothing but m by definition. So m equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now when theta is greater than 90, that is greater than pi by 2. So this is a line L, okay, and this is theta which is greater than 90. If this is theta, then this will be 180 minus theta. And construction is the same as before, that you draw from Q perpendicular to x-axis and from P perpendicular to QR. If this is theta, this is 180 minus theta. So this theta and this angle is equal. So if this is 180 minus theta, this also will be 180 minus theta. Okay, so this is the angle MPQ equal to 180 minus theta. Minus theta transfer over here becomes plus, and this you transfer over here. So get theta equal to 180 minus angle MPQ. Now slope of the line L, m is equal to tan theta. That is by definition. So m equal to tan, theta value put from here. So 180 minus angle MPQ. Now 180 means 180 minus, this is also theta angle. So 180 minus some angle, that value lies in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, tan is negative. So I can write this as a minus 10, and this angle comes MPQ. Okay, so this minus, in this you apply the trigonometric ratio of tan. So we can write this opposite side, that is MQ, divided by adjacent side, that is MP. So this minus remains, and this value will be by applying the trigonometric ratio MQ by MP. Okay, and MQ will be y2 minus y1 and MP will be x1 minus x2. Okay, this minus you give to the denominator. So when you give here, x1 becomes negative, I am writing here, and minus and minus plus, x2 becomes positive, I write first. So get y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is, and these both are coming the same value. So what we can say is, therefore the slope of line M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now if two lines L and M are parallel, L parallel to M, then the slopes are equal. So if slope of the line L is m1 and line M is m2, then both are equal. Okay, remember this result, that if two lines are parallel, then the slopes are equal. If L perpendicular to M, that means two lines are perpendicular to each other, then the product of the slope is minus 1. So if two lines are perpendicular, then the product of the slope is minus 1. So if the slope of line L is m1 and line M is m2, then their product is minus 1. These two results remember. Now next is angle between two lines. Okay, so let L1 and L2 be two non-vertical lines with slopes m1 and m2. Now here, this is line L1, this is line L2. Okay, and the angle between them is theta and phi. Okay, and the slope of line L1 we are taking as m1 and L2 as m2. The inclination of L1 is alpha 1 and inclination of L2 is alpha 2, that is with the positive x-axis. If alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the inclinations of the lines, then m1 is equal to tan alpha 1 and m2 is equal to tan alpha 2. This is the by definition slope of the line. Okay, let theta and phi be two adjacent angles between L1 and L2. Okay, these two adjacent angles, theta and phi. Then the sum of them, since they are adjacent, their sum will be 180. So theta plus phi equal to 180. If you transfer theta over here, you get theta phi equal to 180 minus theta. Now in this figure, you can see that this is a triangle, right? And in this triangle, this is external angle. So you know the relation between these two angles and this angle as theta plus alpha 1 equal to alpha 2. Okay, because this is the external angle and this is a formed triangle. So theta plus alpha 1 is equal to alpha 2. This alpha 1 transfer over here. So here remains theta equal to alpha 2 minus alpha 1. Take tan on both the sides. So you get tan theta equal to tan alpha 2 minus alpha 1. Now I'll expand this using tan x plus y. Okay, this formula. Tan x minus, x minus y. Okay, so tan x minus y is equal to tan x minus tan y divided by 1 plus tan x tan y. Okay, so this formula will use here alpha 1 alpha 2. So here will, alpha 2 alpha 1. So here alpha 2 alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 1. Okay, here product is there, so you can write anything first and anything second. So tan theta equal to tan alpha 2 minus tan alpha 1 divided by 1 plus tan alpha 2 tan alpha 1. But see, we have already taken tan alpha 1 as m1 and tan alpha 2 as m2. Okay, so put these values. So let us place the values. So this one is m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. And tan phi. Okay, second angle, here the angle is theta and phi both. Okay, so I'll take, first we have found this, now we'll find this, but phi value in terms of theta it is 180 minus theta. Okay, so we place here tan 180 minus theta. Now again 180 minus theta is in the second quadrant, so this value is minus tan theta. So minus tan theta, what you found here, place here. So m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. This denominator should not be 0. If m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2 is positive, so this answer is positive, then tan theta is positive and tan phi is negative. That means theta is less than 90 and phi is greater than 90. But suppose m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2 is negative, that is less than 0. This implies tan theta is negative and tan phi is positive. That is meaning theta is greater than pi by 2 and phi is less than pi by 2. Therefore, the acute angle theta between lines L1 and L2 with slopes m1 and m2 is tan theta equal to modulus of m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2, as 1 plus m1 m2 is not equal to 0. The denominator should not be 0. Okay, then only it is defined. Next we have got one more point. 3 points A and B and C are collinear if and only if slope of AB equal to slope of BC. So if you have got 3 points ABC collinear, that is in the same line, then the slope of AB equal to slope of BC, and if the two slopes are equal, then the 3 points are collinear. Exercise 10.1. Question number 1. Draw quadrilateral in Cartesian plane whose vertices are -4, 5, 0, 7, 5 minus 5, -4 minus 2, and find its area. Now drawing the quadrilateral, I leave it for you. I shall find the area. Let A -4, 5, B 0, 7, C 5 minus 5, D -4 minus 2. Okay, call these A, B, C and D. Now draw diagonal AC. When you draw the diagonal AC, you have got two triangles. Okay, it is triangle ABC and triangle ACD. So if you find the area of ABC and triangle ACD and add up, then you will get the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, now area of the triangle ABC and ACD, I'll use this formula and find. Okay, so I'm directly using, so I put, first I'll find this area of the triangle ABC, 1 by 2. First is x1, that is -4, then y2 minus y3, so y2 is 7 minus y3 is -5 plus x2, that is 0, and it is y3 minus y1, so y3 is -5 and y1 is 5, but there is minus in between, plus x3, x3 is 5 into y1 minus y2, so y1 is -5 and y2 is 7. Sorry, 5, 7, not this one, this one. Okay, 5 and 7. So put the value that you get 1 by 2 -4 minus and minus plus 5. So 7 plus 5 is 12, plus this value will become 0, 5, and 5 minus 7 gives you -2. Okay, when you simplify, you get 1 by 2. This value is 40 minus 48. This is -10. So this gives you it is minus, but when you take out of the modulus, you get right positive. So 58 by 2, which gives you 29. Now similarly, I find the area of triangle ACD. Okay, so this is A, C and D. These three vertices we have to find. Okay, use that vertices. So I get the area 1 by 2 -4 -5 minus of -2 plus 5 into -2 minus 5 plus -4, 5 minus -5. Okay, I am using this formula and applying. Okay, and the vertices I am taking as A, C and D. Okay, I think that you can do it because this is of class 10. So we get here 1 by 2 -4 -5 minus and minus plus 2 gives you -3 plus 5 -2 minus 5 gives you -7 -4, 5 minus and minus plus 5 gives you 10. Okay, this you simplify, you get 1 by 2, 12 minus 35 minus 40, and this value is 63 by 2. Now you have to find the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. So that means you add this plus this. Since here I cannot cut, I will take this value. So 58 by 2 plus 63 by 2, which gives you 121 by 2, and area is a square unit. Okay, so that is the solution for question number 1. This calculation using this formula you try yourself. Okay, placing the values, and you have to draw the quadrilateral. Question number 2. The base of an equilateral triangle with sides 2A lies along y-axis such that the midpoint of base is at the origin. Find vertices of the triangle. So you are given an equilateral triangle of the sides 2a. Okay, so this is 2a, this is 2a, and this is 2a. So, and they have said that the base is on the y-axis. Okay, so this is my base, it is on the y-axis, and the midpoint of this base is at origin. Okay, so if this is equilateral triangle, so this 2a, 2a, and this also 2a. So this is midpoint. Obviously this distance is a and this distance is a, then only it will become 2a. So from origin to here it is a. So the coordinate of this point will be on the y-axis, x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate will be this much distance, so 0a. I call it B, and in the negative y direction the coordinate of this point will be on the y-axis, x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate will be this much, but it is negative, so minus a. Now we have to find only coordinate of a. Length of equilateral triangle equal to 2a given to us. Base lie on y-axis and midpoint of base is origin. Therefore B 0a and C 0 minus a. Okay, as I explained here in the figure. The third vertex a x 0 lie on the x-axis. Then obviously this is on the x-axis. Okay, and on the x-axis the coordinate will be x and y coordinate is 0. It can be either this side or negative side. Okay, you can take both. We will write in the final both, because it can be either this side or this side of the axis. Okay, it can be positive side of x or negative side of x. Area of equilateral triangle with sides 2a equal to root 3 by 4 2a square. Okay, this formula we know. Now area of the triangle also we know that 1 by 2 base into altitude, and this root 3 by 4 into 2a whole square is 4a square. Okay, so 1 by 2 base is this much, 2a into altitude is this much. Okay, this is the perpendicular, so this is the altitude. So altitude OA distance if you find, it will come x, so it is x equal to this 4 cut, so here get root 3a square. This 2 cut, and this a if you transfer here 1a will cut, so you get here x value equal to root 3 times a. Okay, so the x value you found root 3 times a, but as I said it will be either positive side of x or negative side of x. Okay, so the value will be, you can take positive and negative both. Okay, so if it is this side it will be positive, if it is this side it will be negative. So I can take the third vertex as plus or minus root 3a 0. On x-axis y coordinate is 0. Therefore the vertices of the triangle are 0a, 0 minus a, and plus or minus root 3a 0. Okay, so this is the answer for question number 2. Question number 3. Find the distance between px1 y1 and qx2 y2 when number 1 pq parallel to y-axis and number 2 pq parallel to x-axis. Now see, coordinate of p and q are given. So using distance formula, the distance between pq will be square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now for the first case we take pq is parallel to y-axis. Now when pq is parallel to y-axis, x2 equal to x1. That means if you transfer x1 here, x2 minus x1 equal to 0. So this value is 0. So 0 square is 0. So this term is no more. So we get pq equal to square root of only this value y2 minus y1 whole square. Square and square root occur, so modulus of y2 minus y1. So that is the distance between p and q if pq is parallel to y-axis. Now second case is pq parallel to x-axis. If it is parallel to x-axis, that means y2 equal to y1. y1 transfer over here, so y2 minus y1 equal to 0. That means this value will become 0. So if I put 0, then remains only this value. So pq equal to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square. Square and square root occur, so equal to modulus of x2 minus x1. Question number 4. Find point on the x-axis which is equidistant from the points 7, 6 and 3, 4. So point on the x-axis is of the form a0. Okay, y coordinate is 0 and x coordinate will be some value I am assuming as a. There are 2 points, I call this as a 7, 6 and this as b 3, 4. And they have said that p is equidistant from a and b. Okay, that means ap equal to pb, and I will use the distance formula to solve this and will find the value of a. Point on x-axis is of the form pa0. Okay, y coordinate is 0. Given that ap equal to pb, a and b I am assuming these 2 points. Now I square it, so ap square equal to bp square. Squaring because square root is there, to remove that square root I am squaring. So ap we can write as a minus 7 whole square plus 0 minus 6 whole square, and bp we can write as a minus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 4 whole square. So I have written here a minus 7 whole square plus 0 minus 6 whole square equal to a minus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 4 whole square using the distance formula. Now expand this using a minus b whole square. So this is a square plus 7 square is 49 minus 7 into 2 is 14a plus minus 6 square is plus, so 36 equal to this also expand using a minus b whole square. So a square plus 3 square is 9 minus 3 into 2 is 6a plus minus 4 square is plus 16. Okay, now this a square and a square will cancel because this if you transfer over here this becomes negative and you can cancel it. Okay, now minus 14 is here, 49 plus 36 will give you 85 equal to minus 6, 9 plus 16 gives you 25. Okay, now suppose this minus 14 you transfer over here, so 14a minus 6a equal to this 25 you transfer over here, so you get 85 minus 25. So 14a minus 6a gives you 8a equal to 85 minus 25 is 60. 8 you transfer here, so you get a value as 60 by a. You can cut it by 4, so you get 15 by 2. So value of a is 15 by 2. So a coordinate, the first coordinate, that is x coordinate, is 15 by 2 and y coordinate is 0. So therefore the point is PA0, that is 15 by 2, 0. So that is the point on the x-axis. Question number 5. Find the slope of the line which passes through origin and the midpoint of the line segment joining the points P0 minus 4 and B8 0. So we have to find the slope of the line which is passing from the origin and the midpoint of these two. So this is a line AO. Okay, this is origin, so O. So AO, this slope of that line you have to find. Okay, and it is passing from the origin and the midpoint. I have just drawn the rough figure. Okay, so the point P is 0 minus 4 and B is 8 0 given, and suppose this is a midpoint and that midpoint I take A, so I have to find the midpoint using midpoint formula, find the coordinate of A, and then using the slope of a line passing from 2 points you find the slope of this line. Okay, so let us calculate. Let A be the midpoint of PB, then by the section formula for midpoint, coordinates of A are 0 plus 8 by 2, comma minus 4 plus 0 by 2. Okay, then here gives you 8 by 2, comma minus 4 by 2. So this you can cut, so 4, comma minus 2. So these are the coordinates of point A. Now slope of a line from x1, x2, that is 0 0, this point. Okay, and x2, y2, that is this point which I found here. 4 minus 2 is m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, this is the formula. Now put the values. So put first y2. So y2 is minus 2. So minus 2 minus y1, that is 0. So 0 divide by x2. x2 is 4 minus x1, that is 0. So 0. So here minus 2 by 4. You cut by 2, so you get minus 1 by 2. So this is the required slope of the line with the given condition. Question number 6. Without using Pythagoras, show that points 4 4, 3 5, minus 1 are the vertices of the right angle triangle. Let A 4 4, B 3 5, C minus 1 be vertices of triangle ABC. Slope of line passing from 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is given by m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is the formula of slope of the line when 2 points are given. Okay, which I used here also. Okay, so that formula I am writing again, and I am going to find the slope of AB, BC and AC, and will show that two lines are perpendicular if the product of the slope is minus 1, and using that fact we shall show that this triangle is a right angle triangle. So slope of line AB. Okay, so I call it m1. So this is my A and B. So this is, let us call x1 y1, this you call x2 y2. So y2 minus y1, that is 5 minus 4. So 5 minus 4 divided by x2 minus x1, that is 3 minus 4. Okay, here 5 minus 4 is 1, 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So this value is minus 1. Slope of BC. So this is my BC. So call this x1 y1, x2 y2. Okay, so call m2 equal to y2 is minus 1, minus 5. And x2 minus x1 is minus 1, minus 3. Okay, so minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6, minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. Negative negative cut by 2, so you get 3 by 2. Now slope of AC. So m3 I call it. So let us find this. You call it as a x1 y1, this you call it x2 y2, or you call x1 y1 this, x2 y2 this. Both will be the same answer. Okay, so here y2 minus y1, so I'll take this one as a y2 minus 1 minus 4. Okay, and x2 minus x1 is minus 1 minus 4. So here minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5, minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So this gives you 1. Now we can see that if I multiply minus 1 and 1, I get minus 1. Okay, so now slope of AB, this line AB, that into slope of AC, that is this is minus 1 into 1 gives you minus 1. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Therefore AB is perpendicular to AC. Therefore triangle ABC is right angle triangle, because we know that if two lines are perpendicular, the product of the slope is minus 1. Question number 7. Find the slope of the line which makes an angle theta, angle of 30 degree with positive direction of y-axis, measure anti-clockwise. Now this is the figure here I have drawn. This is the line L which is making angle 30 degree with the positive y-axis, so towards this. Okay, so and this angle is 90 and this is 30. So with the x-axis the total angle will be 90 plus 30. Okay, line makes 30 degree with positive y-axis, then it makes theta equal to 90 plus 30 with x-axis. Therefore slope of m is equal to tan theta. Okay, that means m is equal to 10 instead of theta 90 plus 30. So 90 plus 30. If it is 10 90, it becomes cot. Then this is a second quadrant. In the second quadrant 10 is negative, so it is minus cot, and it gives you 30. Okay, and this value is 10, cot 30 is minus root 3, and minus is there. So the slope is minus root 3 of the given line. Question number 8. Find the value of x for which the points x minus 1, 2, 1, 4, 5 are collinear. Now I already gave you the result that if 3 points are collinear, that means slope of 2 points equal to slope of the other 2 points. Okay, slope of the line passing from the 2 points and slope of the line passing from the other 2 points, that is slope of AB equal to slope of BC. So I call this as A, x minus 1, B 2, 1 and C 4, 5 are collinear if and only if slope of AB equal to slope of BC. Now slope of AB using that 2-point form, so it is y2 minus y1, that is 1 minus minus 1. Okay, and x2 minus x1, that is 2 minus x, equal to for BC y2 minus y1, that is 5 minus 1, divide by x2 minus x1, that is 4 minus 2. Okay, so here 1 minus minus plus 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, divide by 2 minus x, equal to 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2. So here 2 as it is, 2 minus x as it is, and here I cut by 2, so you get 2. Okay, now transfer these 2 minus x with 2, and here remains 2. So here you multiply, so 2 into 2 minus x equal to 2. This you multiply inside, 2 into 2 is 4, minus 2 into x is 2x equal to 2. This 2x transfer over here and this plus 2 transfer over here. So this negative 2x becomes positive 2x and this becomes minus. So 4 minus 2 gives you 2. Cut by 2, so get x value as 1. So value of x is 1. Question number 9. Without using distance formula, show that points minus 2 minus 1, 4 0, 3 3, minus 3 2 are vertices of a parallelogram. We know in a parallelogram opposite sides are parallel. So we shall show that the opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. Okay, and how to show the sides are, the slope is equal? We have to show that slope of the parallel sides are equal, then you call that those two lines are parallel. Okay, two lines are parallel if and only if the slopes are equal. So we show the slopes are equal, those lines will consider as the parallel lines. Okay, call these as A, B, C and D. So I call A minus 2 minus 1, B 4 0, C 3 3 and D minus 3 2. Be the vertices of quadrilateral ABCD. Here I have drawn. Okay, now let us find slope of AB. You know the formula by heart now. Y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I'll put directly 0 minus 1 minus of minus 1 divided by 4 minus minus 2 equal to minus a minus plus 1 and 4 minus a minus plus 2 gives you 6. Slope of BC, that is B and C. So you call it M2, 3 minus 0 divided by 3 minus 4. So you get here 3, 3 minus 4 is minus 1, so you get here minus 3. Then slope of CD, that is M3. So this is CD, so 2 minus 3 divided by minus 3 minus 3. So this gives you minus 1, minus 3 minus 3 is minus 6, minus minus cut, so 1 by 6. Slope of AD, M4. Okay, so AD is D and A, so 2 minus 1 minus minus 1, so it becomes 2 plus 1, and minus 3 minus minus plus 2, so you get 2 plus 1 is 3 and minus 3 plus 1 is minus 1, minus take up, so minus 3. Now you can see that BC slope and AD slope is same, and AB slope and CD slope is same. Okay, 1 by 6 minus 3 minus 3, so opposite lines are parallel. If the opposite lines are parallel, that means it is parallelogram. So he can say that therefore slope of AB equal to slope of CD equal to 1 by 6, and slope of BC equal to slope of AD equal to minus 3. So we can say that AB parallel to CD and BC parallel to AD, therefore quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. This is the figure here. Question number 10. Find angle between x-axis and line joining the points 3 minus 1 and 4 minus 2. Let A 3 minus 1 and B 4 minus 2. Okay, these two I am calling as the point. Now let us find the slope of this line. So slope of AB, m equal to minus 2 minus minus 1 divided by 4 minus 3 equal to minus 2 minus and minus plus 1, 4 minus 3 is 1. So minus 2 plus 1 gives you minus 1, and this one no need to write. Okay, so it is minus 1. Now this is the slope, and by definition tan theta equal to minus 1. Now value of tan, which is 1, is tan pi by 2. It is negative. Since it is negative, it will be in the second quadrant. So this negative, if you want to cancel, you can write this as a tan pi minus pi by 4. Okay, take LCM. So 4 minus 1 gives you 3 pi by 4. So that means theta value is 3 pi by 4. So theta equal to 3 pi by 4. This is in a radian. Suppose you want to find in the degree, then put pi value as 180, and when you cut, you get 135 degree. So that is the solution for question number 10. Question number 11. The slope of line is double of the slope of another line. If tangent of the angle between them is 1 by 3, find their slopes. Let the slope of two lines be m and 2m. Okay, they are given one is double of the other. So if I take one as m, other one be double, so 2m. Given that tan theta is equal to 1 by 3, and they have given us a tangent is 1 by 3. So tan theta is equal to 1 by 3, and tan theta value, that is the slope angle between two lines, we know that it is m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, this formula I have given you before, that one, this one. So I take this value. Okay, now put the value here. So m minus m1 2m divided by 1 plus m into 2m. Now if you remove the modulus, then you can write, see, m minus 2m is minus m, and this is 1 plus 2 into m m square. When you remove the modulus, this 1 by 3 can be written as plus or minus 1 by 3. Okay, now you will take once positive and next second time negative. So let us take first positive. So I'll take minus m by 1 plus 2m square equal to 1 by 3. Let us solve this first, then the second part. Okay, so here I'll transfer this over here and this over here. So you get minus 3m is equal to, this you multiply with 1 plus 2m square. Minus 3m transfer over here, so you get here 2m square. This transfer, so plus 3m plus 1 equal to 0. Split the middle term, the factors will be m plus 1, 2m plus 1 equal to 0. So from here m equal to minus 1, and from here m is equal to minus 1 by 2. Now if the slope is minus 1 for the first line, then second line will be minus 2. And if the slope is minus 1 by 2 for the first line, then second line will be double of this. So multiply by 2, so it will be minus 1. Okay, now let us see the second part. When you take minus m, 1 plus 2m square is equal to minus 1 by 3. So 3 transfer over here, and these 2 transfer over here. So get minus 3m is equal to, multiply here, so this is negative, so both will become negative. So minus 2m square minus 1. Okay, now transfer this over here, so becomes positive 2m square minus 3m, this becomes plus 1 equal to 0. Split the middle term, factors are m minus 1, 2m minus 1 equal to 0. So from here m value is 1, and from here m value is 1 by 2. So if m is equal to 1, then the slope of the other line will be 2 into m, that is 2. And if slope is 1 by 2, then the slope of the other line is double of this. So into 2, so it gives you 1. Okay, so you get the 4 slopes according to the value of m. Question number 12. A line passes through x1, y1 and hk. If slope of line is m, show that k minus y1 equal to m, h minus x1. Slope of line from x1, x2 and hk is, using the 2-point form. Okay, so the slope passing from the line passing from the 2 points, that is given by y2 minus y1, so k minus y1 divided by h minus x1, x2 minus x1, so y minus x1, and this is by definition which gives the symbol as m. So transfer this over here, so get m into h minus x1 and this k minus y1, and this is what they have asked us to prove, so hence proved. So it is just one line question. Answer. Question number 13. If 3 points h0, ab, 0k lie on a line, show that a by h plus b by k is equal to 1. Call this as a, h0, this as a b, ab, and this as a c, 0k are collinear. Now if a, b, c are collinear, then we know that slope of ab is equal to slope of bc. Okay, so I'll write slope of ab first. Slope of ab, so b minus 0 divided by a minus h equal to slope of bc is k minus b divided by 0 minus a. So here remains b by a minus h equal to here k minus b divided by minus a. This a you transfer over here, so ab equal to a minus h transfer over here, so a minus h, and this minus you multiply here, so minus k, and b will become minus minus plus, so b minus k. Okay, open this bracket, so ab equal to a into b, ab, a into minus k is minus ak, minus h into b is minus bh, and h into k both are negative, so plus kh. This ab if you transfer over here, it will cancel. Okay, now these two negative term I am transferring over here, so you get ak plus bh equal to kh. When you transfer this negative term, it will become positive, and here when you transfer ab minus ab, so it will become 0, and this you transfer becomes positive. Now divide this all term by kh, so here ak by kh plus bh by kh equal to kh by kh, so kh by kh gives you 1. Here h cuts, so here remains b by k, here plus, here k cuts, so remains a by h, and this is what they have asked us to prove. So that is the proof of question number 13. Question number 14. Consider the following population and year graph. This is the figure, and the slope of the line AB, and find the slope of the line AB, and using it find what will be the population in the year 2010. Okay, so this is the diagram, this is the line, this is AB. They have asked you to find the slope of this AB, and then in the year 2010 you have to find the population. Okay, so that is what they have asked us to calculate here. The figure I am not drawing as it is shown in the diagram. I am directly calculating given points on a line A 1985 and 92, and B 1995 and 97. Now slope of the line AB, m is equal to y2 minus y1, that is 97 minus 92 divided by x2 minus x1, that is this one, 1995 minus 1985. Okay, so this difference is 5 divided by this difference is 10, so you cut by 5, you get 1 by 2. So the slope of the line they have asked, and that is 1 by 2. Let population in 2010 be y cross. Okay, we have to find the y value, so C 2010 y. Now slope of BC, m is equal to, now B and C I'll find the slope, so 97, if you take this as y2, then y2 minus y1, so y minus y2 minus y1, so y minus 97, and x2 minus x1, so x2 is this one, 2010 minus 1995, so this keep as it is, and this difference is 15. Now this C also is on the line, that means all 3 points are on the same line, that means A, B, C are on the same line, so they are collinear, so we can say slope of BC equal to slope of AB. So slope of BC is this value, y minus 97 by 15 equal to slope of AB we found here 1 by 2, so put here 1 by 2. Okay, interchange this 15 you transfer over here, so y minus 97 equal to 15 by 2, minus 97 transfer over here becomes plus, so 15 by 2 plus 97. Okay, take LCM, so y is equal to 15 plus 197 by 2, this addition is 209 by 2, and this if you divide you get 104.5. That means the population in 2010 will be 104.5 crores. Okay, so they have asked the population in 2010 and the slope of AB. So slope is 1 by 2 and the population is 104.5 crores. Okay, so here we end the exercise 10.1. Thank you very much.